Welcome to this short video which explores how person-centered care, diversity and human rights intersect within the context of aged care reform. In addition to highlighting key findings from a rapid review of person-centered care, diversity and human rights, we'll provide some practical insights to support inclusive, respectful and rights-based approaches for older people accessing or receiving aged care. We hope this short video helps you to reflect on how you and your service delivers care and how reforms are reshaping expectations. We know that the Royal Commission into Aged Care exposed widespread neglect and called for a fundamental shift in the way aged care services are delivered. The Aged Care Bill of 2024, which comes into effect from the 1st of November 2025, responds to these findings and introduces mandated reforms that embed person-centered care, cultural safety and human rights at the centre of aged care, making it critical for providers to integrate these principles into every aspect of service delivery. To understand why this shift matters and how we got here, let's take a brief look at the evolution of person-centered care and its growing influence on aged care policy and practice. Person-centered care has its origins in the 1970s and 80s as a move away from the doctor knows best model, promoting a more holistic view of health that includes social and psychological factors. It expanded from the 1990s into the early 2000s across health and aged care sectors, focusing on individual needs and preferences. And from around 2010 onwards, person-centered principles were embedded in national health standards and aged care reforms, like consumer-directed care. Which brings us to the 2020s and the Aged Care Royal Commission into quality and safety. Person-centered care has now become central to the delivery of quality aged care through the new Rights-Based Aged Care Act. So what are human rights and a rights-based approach? Human rights are universal. They belong to all of us, regardless of age, gender, race or background. A rights-based approach emphasises dignity, choice, equity, and is embedded in the Aged Care Bill of 2024. For providers, this means we must see older people as rights holders, not passive recipients of care. For aged care providers, it's not just about good intentions, it's about clear actions, applying the Statement of Rights, providing culturally safe care and equitable access for all. It's a cultural shift in how we work to support the underpinning principles of dignity, choice and equity. Person-centered care is more than a buzz phrase. It's about dignity, choice and individuality. We must know the person behind the care plan, their goals, values, life story, their diverse characteristics, what makes them them. This requires real engagement and strong partnerships with families, carers and the people important to them. Equally, diversity is not an add-on, it's core business. We support people from all walks of life and services must be understanding and inclusive of everyone, culturally and linguistically diverse communities, people with diverse sexualities, gender identities and bodies, LGBTIQA+ people, First Nations, elders, veterans, care leavers and more. Inclusion requires awareness and action, not assumptions. It's important to recognise that diversity and culture refer to more than where you were born or the language you speak. We are all diverse and have a multitude of characteristics that make up who we are. We might also belong to one or more communities of identity, such as our religious affiliation, ethnicity, or the place you were born, grew up in or live, your workplace or profession, sexuality, team you follow, and much more. Awareness of diversity can assist us to provide culturally aware and safe care. Some communities of identity may have experienced barriers accessing care and support. Cultural safety is about creating environments where people feel safe, respected and valued. The term originated in the health sector in New Zealand in working with Maori communities and has since expanded to support other communities. Cultural safety involves understanding histories, identities and power dynamics, and it requires ongoing reflection and adaptation by care providers. We cannot assume we are culturally safe. Only the person receiving care can do that. And it's going to be dependent on your service's understanding and approach to diversity. Practicing trauma-aware and healing-informed care, which focuses on creating safe, trusting, empowering relationships, is about recognising and adjusting how we support people who may carry trauma from childhood experiences, racism, war, family separation, social discrimination, institutional harm, and more. Trauma-aware care means recognising this and adjusting how we support people with sensitivity, compassion, and understanding. It's essential to build trust and connection. Here's the connection: rights-based approaches, person-centered care, and diversity and inclusion are not separate. Together they build safe, equitable, and high-quality aged care. It's about seeing the whole person and delivering care that supports their identity and rights. There are some very practical steps that you can take to embed the principles we've been talking about. These include understanding the statement of rights, what they are and what they mean, and how you can model the behaviours. At a team or organisational level, you can be working towards creating inclusive policies, ensuring accessible services, providing training, and collecting meaningful data. Quality care comes from continuous improvement. If you're not sure where you or your organisation sit in terms of implementation, as a starting point, you might want to use this simple checklist. It asks, are your leaders confident in explaining rights-based care? Do staff understand diversity and cultural safety? Is training ongoing and embedded in daily practice? We encourage you to start small but be intentional. Build systems through continuous improvement plans, embedding feedback and complaint systems, and involving consumers directly to support these principles every day. We hope you have found this video useful in consolidating your understanding of person-centered care, diversity, and a rights-based approach. If you are interested in learning more, you can read the full rapid review which accompanies this short video. And remember, reform is not about adding more to your plate. It's about aligning everything to what matters most: people.